The Atari Creep YouTube channel is intended for a mature audience. Regardless of the subject matter, this video may contain strong language, simulated violence, and psychological nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? We're going to take things back a little bit. I'm going to do a couple of collection videos. I'm going to pepper them in here and there. I'm not going to bombard you with a whole bunch of them. But today I want to look at my current Activision collection so far for the Atari 2600. Now, mind you, it's a humble one. It's not half as extensive as it used to be back when I was in Arizona. But I'm happy with it. And you will note that there are some real key titles that I guess for some reason I just haven't got. You know, having the laptop with the emulator in it has made me collector lazy. Excuse the layout here. The girls are remote learning today, so I had to sneak into the bedroom, just do the best I could with what I have. Speaking of the Atari 2600, if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen these already. I'm working out just a couple like little desk trinkets and stuff. I like to play around with different colors and everything. So I got an orange one here. I got one that's kind of like a blend, but for the most part they're all going to be kind of like this. I've kind of refined it. Now the orange isn't popping as much as it is in person. It's just getting washed out. But these might be available pretty soon. I'm not going to put them on my Etsy store only because of what it is, and Atari is very aggressive about going after it. So I may just do it on Instagram. If you're interested, maybe message me or whatever. They won't be too much. Just basically just enough to get more resin to make more stuff. I'm not trying to. I'm one of those guys. I don't make toys to make money. I try to make some money so I can make more fucking toys. So, all right. Now the Activision collection for the Atari 2600. If I recall, there's 45 games. Let me know down below. I didn't really do the research, and I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 2. I got about 18 of them, so I have almost half the collection, and this is going to be in no particular order. River Raid, fantastic game. We just talked about this the other day with the game thingy. What more can I say? It's a fantastic game. Enduro. Again, we spoke about this in that last video, the game thingy-mabobby. This was impressive back in the day. It was extremely impressive. A lot of first experiences in a video game anyway, with this one. The day to night, and the snow, and really, really fantastic stuff. I prefer this over Pole Position any day. A game that, believe it or not, I associate this more with the Intellivision, even though I believe this one came out first. We have Pitfall. Do I need to say anything about this? Retro Nonsense did an awesome series of the perfect Pitfall game. And life would not be complete without its sequel. Now, this isn't a game that I have a lot of history with. I did play it a few times, back in the day. I probably played it a lot more as an adult than I did as a youth. Fantastic game, again proving that not only was Activision the king of programming the Atari 2600, but it was impressive. It was impressive what this could do. These guys, sometimes they would pull out tricks that you never thought the Atari 2600 could do, and then you wondered why people didn't do it more often. Here's a game that a lot of people dig. I'm not a fan of this, not even a little bit. I didn't play it as a youth. I didn't play it back in the day. I've played it a few times as an adult, and whether it be this one, the NES, or I believe this translation is also on the Commodore, I don't like it. I don't like it even a little bit. But Atari is one of those things where I will collect just to collect. I won't do that with any other system. And it is a nice looking cartridge. And sorry to say it, this is a shelf queen. It's a dust collector. Commando. I had no idea Commando was on the Atari 2600. And when someone told me that, I was like, what? Are you serious? Not a big fan of the gameplay itself. Commando, I do love Commando. On the NES. A lot of people think that's a broken port. And in a lot of ways, it really is. But it's a fun game. And the music is iconic. Chopper Command. This is a fantastic game. If you've never played Chopper Command, it kind of has a Defender vibe to it. That's all I'm really going to say. It's a shooter, you're flying around, you're collecting peoples, and you're blowing shit up. What more do you need? This game is on a lot of top 10 lists, and rightfully so. It plays great, it's unique, and it's fun. It really is fun, but I don't have any history with this game. So aside from it just being another fun game on the Atari 2600, that's where it stops with me. But I know a lot of people revere this game, and a lot of non-players today, you know, people who maybe had an Atari back in the early to mid-80s, but don't play anything now, will often cite this as one of their experiences on the console that they revere. Kung Fu Master. I have to say, with the one button, they did the best they could. And I'm not going to sit there and say it plays bad. It takes a lot to get used to. It's definitely playable. Fantastic. It's, again, another impressive title. Another impressive title. Who would have thought Kung Fu Master would have been on the Atari 2600? Who would have, at that time period, said, you know what, I'll do that. But I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did, because it just shouldn't exist. It fucking should not exist, like Commando. One of my favorite games of all time, and when people say, what's your favorite Atari game? Kaboom comes up all the time. And the reason I say that is, I mean, obviously the gameplay is amazing. But it uses the paddle, which is my favorite controller on the system. And I remember spending many nights, me and my buddies on his couch in the basement, playing this game for hours and hours until the sun came up. There was a few games that we did that with. This was one of them, and I have more memories of this game and the interaction with my buddies than I do probably with any other game. A lot of great memories, a lot of great gameplay. This one tests your skills, and it locks you in. It locks you in and makes you want to get that next step. Really great game. Again, if you've never played Kaboom, get yourself one of these, get yourself a good pair of paddles, and I promise you, I just wasted hours of your time. They're going to disappear real quick. Spider Fighter. Probably the best shooter on the system, my opinion. Maybe next to Beam Rider. Those two, again, another Activision title. Spoiler, I don't have that one. Yeah, this is one of my favorite games of all time, period. Spider Fighter, I don't know, just, you got to play it. You got to, people, whenever I did those retro nights in Arizona, they would scarf at the Atari, and then they would sit down and play this game, and then I couldn't touch my Atari for hours. When this game was in, people took notice, and people used to make fun of me for being into the Atari still. Got into this game, was like, okay, I see what you're talking about now. Spider Fighter, this is a must fucking have. Another shooter that we talk about a lot on this channel, as a matter of fact, we just played an Intellivision homebrew translation. Seaquest. I have a ton of videos playing this game. Maybe we'll do that this weekend on Instagram Live, Sunday night. I love this game. I love this game. It's fantastic. I love making up my own stories for these games. And in this one, you're the bad guy. You're going down just slaughtering fish and submarines. And then collecting people who shouldn't be in the water anyway. Grand Prix. Nah, I'm not a big fan of the game. Like, what was it, AVGN said, you're a bunch of kazoos chasing around other kazoos. I've never liked this game. It's made well, but I'm not a fan of it. Barnstorming. This is another game. I truly didn't understand it. When I was a kid, I would just fly around and basically chop up the birds. I would hit the birds with my propeller and then try to just go under as many as I could. I didn't realize that there was an actual goal. I thought it was just, go until you're dead, And then when I found out what the goal was, it became a lot more of an enjoyable game. It wasn't so boring. It was kind of boring, but it was fun at the same time. But once you figure out what you're supposed to be doing, which is not difficult, I'm not the brightest bulb in a batch. This is a fantastic title. Star Master. Again, I'm going to get some hate. I don't even think I've even played this game. This type of viewpoint, I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not good at. I'm not very good at it at all. But maybe I'll give this one a shot here in the future, because that's what it's all about. Trying new experiences and reliving old ones and sharing memories. But I can't recall ever playing Star Master. Freeway. It is what it is. You're a chicken trying not to get run over. Stampede, another Activision classic. I believe this is one of the first titles that they came out with. You know what? Honestly, I don't know the schedule of games from them, to be honest with you. But I seem to remember this being one of the first ones that they pimped out. This is a really fun game. This is a fun game when you get into that groove. I didn't play it a lot. I have to admit that. But when I did play it, it was definitely an enjoyable experience. And it's challenging in the right ways. And last but not least, another game that I don't think I've ever played. Tennis. No desire to play it whatsoever. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, it's a humble collection, but I'm happy with it. And, I mean, of course, we can play these in any way, shape, or form, especially if you got your new VCS. All right, I'm just kidding. Guys, let me know down in the comments some of your favorite Activision titles. What other collections would you like me to show off? I'm not really big on the whole, hey, dig what I got, but I guess that's kind of the point of this deal, you know what I mean? So go ahead and leave your feedback, thumbs up, thumbs down, all feedback to the Creep is positive, guys. I hope you had a great week. Happy Friday, and I hope you get to enjoy your weekend. Until next time, take care, creep it real, and bye-bye.